Hey, what's going on, folks? We are here back with another stream for you in part three. And if you were in Tech Valor's stream, you knew that I had somebody like you guys gonna flip out when you see who I was able to get to come on. You're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, how did you do it, Jay?" And it cost me a lot of money. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't cost me any money. But this person is like a VIP person. So I don't want to put the person's name in the title of the stream because then you definitely would show up and be like, "Whoa!" So I like to build in anticipation. And but this is part three of starting a YouTube channel, and this time we're going to be talking to somebody who pretty much does their thing, just because that's what I do when I get on when I do a live stream or when I do a post on my website or something like that. I pretty much just do what I want to do because I don't work for anybody. So, and I think this person fits the bill for that. They're a type of person that will do and say what they want, and this person is well respected too. So, I let a few more people come in. I love building anticipation. I won't leave this person backstage because I know that they are ready to get out here too. So, I'm just doing a sound check right here. How's the audio? Let me know how the audio is, folks. I see you guys in the chat. I'm gonna pop this chat out in a second here so I can get everything going here. Sound check, comments. Let's see here. I need to put the chat bigger. Barry, GG, I see y'all. Take Valor. Hey. I'm getting ready to post this so I can get this out. I'll give you guys a chance to share the stream real fast because I'm excited, and I hope you're excited for this person that I'm bringing on. And without further ado, here she is.
Hey guys.
So today, I can't believe it. I was able to get Tech Loving Mama on the stream to talk to us today about doing YouTube. So obviously she is not new to YouTube. Look at the eyes. People are like, whoa, you got people are like, oh, I can't believe she made it. She's not technically new to YouTube. She also has a website as well. And I started following her website a while back, and I told her I was reading it. She was like, "Why are you? I didn't know you remember." I was like, "Oh yeah, some pretty good stuff on there." So everybody, say hello to Tech Loving Mama. Here she is.
Hi everybody.
You're here. You are here joining us today. So today is obviously going to be really relaxed, like we always do. We'll be just talking about. And for the record, here, please tell everybody what you're streaming on.
Me? Oh, my Samsung Tab S7 Plus.
She's streaming on that pathway. Yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah, I love it too. It's gonna be once I can figure out how to get because it's a great all-in-one. I love it. And she's using her buds too for the audio and stuff like that too.
Yes, my Live.
Yeah, she's using the buds live. So that just gives you some idea of the versatility of these products right here, because I absolutely love my Tab S7 Plus. Can't believe it. It's more than enough all-in-one. So once I can figure out how to get me an all-in-one setup for the live stream, I will definitely ditch the camera, the microphone, and all that stuff, because I've streamed with the Tab S7 Plus before, and it works great. Everybody always asks, well, what are you streaming on? And I'm thinking it's just the Tab S7 Plus. So this is part three. So grab some water, grab a snack or whatever. Sean, let me pop the chat open because Sean is crazy. Let me see if I can find it over. Okay, here we go. Sean say I'm feeling some type of way. So lots of people in the stream. I see all you guys in here. Raymond, Tech Fowler, Barry. See all you guys. The chat's going kind of fast for me, but we're gonna try to keep up. Ike's Tech Talk. Okay, I see. So what I plan on doing with this segment here is, because some conversations can go on and on and on and on, and they will never get old. You see it in our conversations on smartphones, iOS, Android. Those conversations go on and on and on. People, for some reason, just won't let it go. But a conversation like this is beneficial to new YouTubers and content creators who are already established. And I see her, Tech Loving Mama, as an established creator. But she can speak more on where she thinks she's at as far as her YouTube career, if you will, want to call it a career, because she definitely has a job. She has a job, because we all know she has 4 boys, but 4 men. So when we speak of new content creators or doing you for a YouTube channel, the concept of YouTube is YouTube. So you get to present yourself and just do whatever you want to do on YouTube. And unfortunately, that has not been the case in recent days because YouTube's, if you saw episode 2 or part 2 with Tech Valor and Gigi, we talked about the getting 1,000 subs and getting, I think, 4,000 watch hours and things like that. So Tech Love and Mama, how far are you? Is that something that you're even concerned about? Like, do you care how fast you get to 1,000? Because Tech King Mike said it took him 18 months. El Jefe, it took him a year. What's your thoughts on YouTube doing that to people starting up now?
Well, it is a lot because when you're told the 4,000, you don't actually understand how that actually works until you start noticing, like, I guess you think more of the view side of it.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It takes so long. And that's fine. I only actually started all this because for years I've had people tell me I need to put my stuff online. I help family and friends all the time. My I'm in New Hampshire, my brother's in Texas, and I've done Geek Squad stuff over the phone for him and saved him hundreds of dollars. And I'll remote into his computer and fix things and clean things up. And I do that for a lot of people. I also will record videos on how to do this, how to do that, and then send it directly to those people. And they're like, you should just have this online. Wow. But I didn't really know how to go about it. So I call it more of a journey. I'm not really into doing it like full time because my life is chaotic a lot, scheduling wise. So my family comes first. And then, I got my work and everything. Luckily, I am blessed to make my own schedule with my work because I technically do work for myself, but it's a contract. So I have a certain amount of hours I have to do and stuff. So it's a lot of juggling. A lot of, for a lot of people, COVID caused a lot of, things. So slowed things down for a bit for me, but I'm trying. I'm mentally back. I'm starting to get back on the track of things.
Yeah, I think one thing I like about you is you don't have this. I think sometimes people put too much pressure on themselves to get to a finish line that they, just keep pushing that finish line out because once you complete it, like what's left. So I think I've never really seen you put a lot of pressure on yourself to get to like, I'm gonna get to 5,000 this year. I'm gonna get, some people do that. And it's okay to do that. Don't get me wrong. That's all right. But sometimes, I guess it just depends on where you are. Like you just said, you got a lot going on. So it's good that you don't put those kind of restrictions on yourself, because I think for you, that looks like that might be a restriction with added pressure, because then if you start to put out too much content, people will start to expect that content and they'll start to expect you, hey, your last video was fantastic. When's the follow-up? You know what I'm saying? So that is that added pressure. You sounds like you don't really care to have that, and I guess that's a positive thing. But to the people out there that set those goals, because it is a goal. Gigi gave herself a year. She made it in 6 months, I believe, 6-7 months. So I set a goal. We set these goals. Now maybe you have set a goal, but you're not sharing it publicly. Because if you're on YouTube, at some point or another, you have to eventually, because especially when people start to like you. Like everybody in the tech world knows who you are. And so at least the circle of people I hang around, I think they obviously know who you are. And I try to promote people all the time. So if you have that goal, don't share it if you know what it is. That takes pressure off of you, because if you throw it out there, people will really expect you to deliver a video every Wednesday, or every Tuesday, which is why I didn't really want to commit to a live stream. But it's fun. I'm catching the rhythm. I'm learning all over again, which makes me human, and I'm happy about that. So, so the 1,000 subs or whatever, the way YouTube have things set up, you just said something that it's a lot. 4,000 watch hours is a lot, but I think Gigi and Tech Valor, I think one of them said last week on part 2, people are live streaming now to get that really fast. Like you can get to that watch time faster by live streaming, but you're not the live stream type person. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with not live streaming. Some people like Tech Valor, she live streams, but I think, man, she does fantastic at like editing tutorials. I never have the patience for that. I can't do it. So, and I think if you're not a live streaming type person, it will probably take you a little bit longer, but maybe not, because how often do you put out a video?
Right now, I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. Before the new year, I did have a goal of trying to do it weekly,
Mm,
putting a video out. But like I said, a lot of major things happen,
yeah,
and now I'm just trying to mentally get back into the swing of things. But
yeah,
I have goals. Mostly my goals are I like to learn and research.
yeah.
And I'm just always trying to do that, which is why I started off with getting to know the community first.
Hmm.
I wanted
Yeah,
to see how it works. I wanted to learn from others who are just starting out and who are also been there for
yeah,
a while. And I'm also doing that on like the gaming side. So on the gaming community side of things, like right now there's like Stadia gaming and all that. They're starting to know my name because I've been popping in and going to live streams and trying to understand how it all works and how to do it and all. And I talk to a lot of people off online too about it. But my goal is like mostly to get myself back to where I was before, where I was trying to pump out content and go to my like a once a week thing.
yeah.
Right now, I want to give more quality than quantity.
Oh yeah.
So that's my
Oh, yeah.
main goal.
And I think that's obviously that's you definitely want to have you want to be able to put out one video and it gets a million hits, just for these. You want to have it to that point where everybody's expecting quality work from you. And when you put that one video out once a month, it just flows. It's just fantastic, and it'll hold people over for another month. I still can't remember the guy who puts out a video once a month, but that one time he puts out, it gets millions of hits. I don't know who that guy's name is, but YouTube
Since the
is.
beginning, though,
I'm sorry.
since the beginning, though, he must not have started that way
No,
in the
his
beginning.
channel isn't that his channel isn't that old. His channel at this point is probably 5 years old or something like that. I think, I'm not sure.
Mm,
Somebody sent his channel to me and said this guy puts, because we were having this conversation, and he was like, "Well, this guy puts out video once a month." So, but getting people to watch your content is another thing. You have to put out content that somebody wants to watch. Because even as a creator, me with the views I have, and I'll use the subscriber count because I do have a lot of views, but my subscriber count sometimes doesn't match the views that I have because there's people with double my subscribers with half my views. So, but even for me, because I do a higher volume of content, I have videos scheduled like right now. I have videos scheduled not too far in the future, but I have enough videos scheduled to where I don't have to put out a video for another 7 days. So,
mm,
because I have to record at a time where I'm going to be free. I like my life. People think I say it all the time. I'm not in this office as much as people think. I'm totally
mm.
enjoying myself somewhere else. And a lot of the videos are scheduled unless it's a premiere or a live stream like this. So, hey guys, I want you to post your questions for Tech Loving Mama and myself, or any of the other content creators in the stream. Post them in the chat, and I will try to keep up with this chat. It is going extremely fast for me on this side, so I'll try to keep up and see your questions. But when it comes to putting out content, you have to put out something that people are going to watch. And so I think that's why a lot of creators today might not do as well because they're trying to mimic someone else. But in your situation, do people even know about your website? Did you like spread that out there? I knew about it a long time ago.
Well, I started with vlogging because I was too nervous to be on camera.
Yeah.
I'm not into the cameras and pictures. I'm getting better. One thing about joining in lives, especially the ones where you're mostly just hanging out and talking,
Yeah.
it gets me more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So that definitely last year that was helped me a lot. But yeah, my website right now is not working. I
Yeah.
decided to redo it from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working on it in the back end because like I was telling you before, I am learning to create my own website and
Oh yeah.
such. Well, hopefully to also help others as well. My goal is hopefully with that to help nonprofits with websites and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like
So you're
that.
in the right direction. You got a whole nother vibe going on for YouTube. So I see some questions here. I guess you can take if you want to take one of these out and read it. I see one. This is from Ike. And if you put a question in here and I didn't see it, again, my apologies. Yeah, it's going kind of fast. So I'm just going to click on this last one here. This is from Ike, Ike's Tech Talk. Ike is actually Ike will be premiering on this here segment. He just doesn't know it yet. But Ike, his channel is just launching too. He literally is just starting out, and so I premiered him on the website. I thought he was. I told people go check this guy out. But Ike says, what are some of the things you all did to start getting that exposure? I feel like my quality is good. Just how to get it out there in front of people is what I'm curious about. Well, that's going to take that takes a couple of things. So the first thing is you getting exposed. I wanted to help with that, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I do it for a bunch of creators. I want to show out if I have a platform to where I can show somebody off, I do it for them. And I put you on the website because I saw some work that you did on the Sony ZV-1, and that was what I did to try to help you. Getting yourself out there, sometimes you don't have to do anything. You just have to be, like we were just talking about, putting out content that people want to watch. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. Someone will watch your video, and they'll just share it and share it and share it. It just takes for that one person to share it in the right spot. So exposure really counts on, it relies on you. You have to be willing to get yourself out there. And the only way that I did it when I first started was putting out a bunch of content. And even today, I think my content isn't like high quality, but I've matured enough over YouTube to where people actually want to see me doing what I'm doing. You know, it's not, I don't have any fancy videos, and I don't do it. I just do some top downs and maybe some headshots, and that's it. But what would your reply be to that for exposure? What do you think he needs to do for exposure?
I got my name got known by going into live chats and talking with people and having conversations in Twitter. I also go and watch in Twitch lives as well and communicate through that as well. And then once people start to know my name, and then sometimes without really trying, like people ask about, you know, do you have your own channel or anything, website, and you mention, and they're like, oh, really? And then you have a lot of people who are interested in checking you out.
Exactly.
So
I'm guilty
that's
of
one way.
I'm guilty of applying pressure to creators. I definitely did that with Gigi. Like she said last time, that's a true story. She didn't even have a channel, and I was telling people, "Oh, she's great." You know, they was like, "Well, what's up?" You know, like, she had a couple hundred people before she even got going. But when she did get going, you know, look at her now. She's doing great. So, but I try to avoid doing that sometimes. But you know, like, because I just feel like when a person is really like, you're here on this channel because people should see you. They should know, even though you said, oh, I'm rebuilding my website. You might get someone to say, hey, I'll do your website for free if you let me put my branding on the bottom for 3 months. And then it's all yours indefinitely. You might get that. You might get out of this stream and somebody might reach out to you. And as far as being on camera, somebody might say, hey, you know, I got some old camera equipment. It's just a Canon 80D. You're like, whoa, you can have it if you want to practice with it. You never know. I've seen creators give other creators a bunch of stuff. Free classes, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So the exposure, again, to Ike's point, this is all I'm trying to do for you. And we know who you are. The people in the stream know who you are, but somebody will catch the replay, and it happens all the time. Somebody will catch the replay and say, they'll comment and say, I wasn't even subbed to that person. I had no idea. Even if your video is 6 months old, it doesn't matter. Once you start to get all these people commenting, you know, yeah, you'll have your own motivation as to whether or not you want to start doing more of something or less of something. Yeah. So shout out to, it's tons of creators in the stream, by the way. Shout out to all the creators in the stream. This is part 3 for starting a YouTube channel and getting it more personal about you, the creator, you, not just Tech Loving Mom or myself, you, the creator, what you do to get yourself motivated. And that's what I was going to ask next. Kind of piggybacks on the exposure thing from Ike. But how do you motivate for the videos that you have done? They've actually been pretty funny. That last one you did was pretty funny. With the I don't know if it was the last one. I forgot which one I watched, but I won't spoil it. So you definitely need to go to her channel. If you have not, I shouldn't have to say this, but if you are new to seeing her appear, if you've never seen her before, just search Tech Loving Mama. It is, I think that's your name for all your social media, right? Yeah, that's the way I did.
As soon as I got the name, I went everywhere with it.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I chose Mr. J. Williams for everything. So if someone searches that, they should pretty much lead back to me on Twitter, Instagram. You just gotta
spell
YouTube.
It right.
Yeah.
Because there is another one that's called Tech Lovin, Lovin.
Oh.
Mama. She got her name after me though. Mine went first.
Yes. Hers is spelled UVN, just how I spelled on the thing. So if you put that in any social media platform, you should pop. She should be the one to pop up. But how do you motivate yourself even to do the work that you've done so far? Because you have to. Life comes first, and then YouTube is like way at the list for a lot of people. But when you do get that groove, and you're really having fun doing what you're doing, what's the motivation behind it?
Wow. Well, one, to get it done. Sometimes it's sitting for a bit, and I just want to get it done.
Yeah.
Because it does take me a while to edit, and I know they said everyone keeps saying it gets easier as you keep doing it. I also want to find my own thing, so that's why you've noticed. Like I'm trying different things and such, but motivation, I don't know. I multitask a lot. Sometimes that's why I love my tablet. I can be in the living room, still with my boys while they're watching a movie, earbuds in, and doing stuff on the tablet. It's much smoother and quicker than my computer. And it's not that I have like a bad computer. I have a decent computer. It's smoother. And I like to be mobile. So
that's motivation enough. Just being able to walk around. This is an all-in-one. I keep telling people that. This is an all-in-one. She's streaming. If you're just coming in, she's streaming with her Tab S7 Plus. Mine's right here. It's an all-in-one. And that's motivation enough. Having the right equipment. I was going to get on that next, but you kind of took it into that segment for new YouTubers or people just trying to find a way to get their feet planted. I want to hear from a creator in this comment section right now, Bionic Scoop. Now, Bionic Scoop, I want to hear him you can respond to this in the comments if you want to, Scoop. But this question is for myself, for all the creators, for all the people who are trying to become creators. Do you actually set a limit? Okay, because everybody who wants to start a YouTube channel, the first thing they do, they might just say, hey, my budget is $2,000 for my equipment. So Scoop takes photos and stuff like that. But what did you, when you were starting to do your thing, did you start with just a phone like most of us? Or did you say, hey, I got a limit. I'm going to get me a camera. I'm going to get me a tripod. What advice would you give a new content creator? Because every person that I have in this segment all offer something different. Even though we may lead to the same point, your response is probably going to be different from GG and Tech Valor and mine and whoever. So what do you tell a new creator who says, Tech Lover Mama, man, I got $642.89, but I want to do this. I want to be on camera. What do you tell them?
I mean, yeah, you can do mostly everything on the phone. I just would remind them that it is more tedious because, I've come to realize that I want something in my hand. If I have to research something while I'm in the middle of trying to record or remember something. I luckily I had an older phone around, so I could use that and then have my main phone with me or vice versa. But a phone, it depends on the phone. You can, I guess, with $100 phone, but I would remind them to be patient.
That is so fair. And I heard Scoop responded, and his response is the best camera is the one you have. He said he started with a Surface Pro and a DJI Pocket. I would have never thought that. Everybody has their starting point. It's incredible. It's pretty incredible how the creators today, and I put it up earlier about mimicking other creators. That is probably the worst thing that you could possibly do, especially trying to keep up with buying the things that they buy. Most of them have sponsors and they didn't pay for some of that stuff. If you see anybody giving away a $4,000 camera, they probably didn't buy that. It was some kind of sponsor. So the fact that Scoop started with a Surface Pro, and you're a Surface person, right?
Yeah, I have a Pro 4.
I knew you was a Surface person. But so Scoop started with a Surface and it's DJI. So whatever you have, I guess it's not about, and my advice to a new content creator is always going to be just like you just said, and just like Scoop is saying, and just like LaShawn King Pixel, he started with his Pixel. And again, when you see, and he's going to be, if you were wondering, I plan on inviting so many creators to this segment. I had to get her though, because she is hard to get, man. I had to start reaching out, please come now. But starting off your channel, with the equipment that you already have, like most of us, we start with what we have. I started by using a phone or something like that. It was horrible quality. The lighting was bad. I don't know what I was using when I first started doing YouTube, but a lot of people, like, they're starting with their cell phones. This is all these different comments. He started with the new Moto Edge, the Moto 5G Ace. This person started with a Galaxy S2. Forbes Tech.
I also usually live stream with my Note 20 Ultra or the Note 10 Plus beforehand, but the tablet's just so much nicer because it's bigger. Yeah. I can see the chat, and I don't have to constantly look at my phone. So that's the only reason why I'm using the tablet. But most of the time, it's my phone for streaming too.
Oh, that's good. I've streamed a tripod. when I wanted to use it, when I want a top-down shot and I want to stream, then I'll use a phone more than likely because it's super compact and I don't really need to. I can have something off to the side, you know what I'm saying? So I'll stream with a phone for a top-down shot that's only going to be in that view. I did that privately for the members on the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed that video last week, I think it was. So, but yeah, content creators, the conversation of starting a YouTube channel with what you have is very important. And I think sometimes people don't say anything at the time because, they might be a little nervous to ask a question, or, they might, it's always going to be someone who has the same question. It's always going to be someone who has the same question. I remember Forbes Tech, he used the LG devices just like I did. That's what we were using at some point or another. My Project 13, using just LG products just to shoot, on our channel because the quality was just fantastic. I want to look at a comment here from Savage. Savage says, my first video was shot on my Surface Book front-facing camera. And that says a lot. That says a lot. What's going on, Joseph? That says a lot. Again, using what you have to create. Now, if we're going to tell someone in 2021 going into 2022, they might have a budget. They might say, hey, I got the new iPhone 14 or whatever. I got the new Galaxy 24. They definitely are going to get better quality than the next person who doesn't have that type of equipment. But having a fancy looking video means nothing if people don't watch, which goes back to the exposure and how you get yourself out there. And I don't think there's any tricks or anything to getting your exposure, like I said before, but I think over the years of learning how to create, getting your lighting right. I think you spoke about this off camera, getting your lighting right, getting the position of everything right. I'm sitting in my recliner actually, and I have it's completely dark in my office, but I have one ring light going. That's it. But I got it positioned in the right spot to where this room might look kind of bright. I'm sitting in complete darkness with one ring light, and I got the tone adjusted just a little bit to where it's not too bright. I probably should lower it down. because it is kind of bright.
Well, like we were talking off camera, I'm all about saving money and thrifting.
Oh, yeah.
I got 2 huge light boxes with the tripod, brand new bulbs for free off of Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, yeah.
So I got lucky with that last year. I'm only using one right now. And I got light? Yeah.
That's all you use. It's bright enough. I'm just talking about myself, but it's bright enough.
I want to say it's like 2 foot square. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I got a free ring light from, and I am someone who wanted me to do a review on it a while ago.
Mm-hmm. That's how it goes.
Other than that, I will buy used, but I also know how to buy used tech, not like everybody out there. So I make sure to test it out. I don't give money until I test it out, kind of thing, But so I always try to remind people, don't worry about always going new. I have like a plan I do want to get a GoPro. I'm all about being portable. A portable.
I love GoPros.
Yeah, if I'm going to get a camera, it's probably going to be a GoPro. I like that it's small, portable. It gives great quality. Yep. And I also like what Gigi shows in her software and stuff with it. So, I'm all about all-in-one. Saving money
and
getting good quality too. So with my phone too.
There's a comment. I want to know if you want to address this right here. That comment right there from Tariq. Shout out to Tariq. He says, listen, I record in 4K. That's the fire, the truth right there. How do you feel about 4K content on YouTube? Do you think it's necessary?
No.
Yeah.
Not for what I do. Not for what I do.
Say
Not
again?
for what I do. Not for what I do.
But what about the new guy who comes up to you and says, "Hey, you should be recording 4K. I'm not watching your video."
Okay.
That's exactly what I
Not,
would say.
okay.
I've
Not
had
for
people tell me
everybody.
that. I've had people tell me that, "Hey, wifey in the house, what's up?" I've had people tell me that, hey, I'm not watching your video. You're not shooting in 4K. It's just not good. I'm like, man, look at here. First of all, do you have a 4K monitor? 4K,
Right.
like a
That's why I'm
true
like,
4K monitor. Do you actually have one? Most people don't. Most people don't even have a 4K TV, not TV monitor. Most people don't have a 4K monitor. And some of the other content creators are chiming in now. And just to be clear here, Tariq, you're not wrong. We're not saying you're wrong, but it's good conversation
I
because
don't stress about it.
yeah, I mean, I don't stress about 4K. I shoot in 4K sometimes, but I've learned after dealing with someone who came in this chat that my glass is way more important. And that's why I use the Sigma lens to shoot all of my vlogs now, because I can shoot in 1080p. I can put up a 480p video with a Sigma lens, and it's going to be great. So yeah, 4K is nice, but 1080p is easiest to work with. Like the Ish nice right here. There it is. It's nice, but it's easier to work with 1080p because the file sizes are smaller. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And it looks good still. I don't know.
It does.
I'm watching on my tablet on my phone. It still looks really good. So.
It does.
It all depends on your device too. If you have a device that, I mean, not everyone's going to have a device that can view 4K too. So I mean,
to get the gist of it, you really need to have that TV or that monitor that's true 4K. That's
I do 1080. Most of the time, that's what I do. 1080. I sometimes do 4K. I think it just depends on the video I made too. Like if I want it to be really crisp and clear, I'll just do the highest one and deal with the file size.
But sometimes here's something that creators do for new content creators or anyone who I know when I say this, some of you guys are like, oh yeah, I do that all the time. If you want your videos really to be good, shoot in a very high res and then scale it back to 1080p. You can get you have a smaller file size and you'll have a very crisp video. I do that sometimes too. I shoot videos in 4K 60 and then I'll scale it back down to 1080p in post. And you should get some very clean footage there. I know a lot of creators probably do that already, but that's definitely a tip for people who don't already know that. You definitely can shoot in a higher res because, correct me if I'm wrong, the Sony camera that I have, and most of the Sony cameras in the, I think, A6000 forward, don't they really shoot in 6K and it's scaled back to 4K? Somebody tell me that in the comments because there's a lot of Sony users in here. So I'm pretty sure that footage is in 6K, I believe, right? And it's scaled back to 4K or something of that nature. But 1080p, like Forbes Tech said, works great on YouTube. It works great on YouTube, and it's all that you really need. T says he shoots in 1080p and upscales 4K. Okay, so he just responded because I knew he would know right here. Yes. See, there it is. 6K down sample. That's what it is. So that alone, just as a new the content creator, a new person coming on, you're listening to Tech Loving Mama. You're listening to all the creators in the stream, and you should be getting some real positive vibes and truth because they're trying to give you honesty on what you could possibly do for your new YouTube channel. Every day, someone starts a YouTube channel. And I said on part 2 of the segment that I get DMs all the time saying, hey, I need your help. And I'm thinking, you're asking me for help? Man, I'm asking other people for help. So you have no idea. I'll jump in someone's DMs in a minute, but hey, how do you do this? Do you click here? What do you do? You should never be too comfortable to where you think you just know everything and you can't ask for help. That should never be.
That's how I am. I always ask. I always like to hear other people's opinions too, because sometimes, you hear different answers. And then I like to try them all or pick the one I think will work best for me. Another thing about the 1080 is good across the board either way because Twitch and Facebook and all of them don't really do hire, correct?
I don't
I
Twitch.
don't
I don't Twitch or Facebook. I have no idea.
like so. But if you're a creator who wants to like put their stuff everywhere, I
Hmm.
mean, I don't think it really. I think they're all like 720, and then YouTube's the only one that goes higher.
Oh wow.
so,
Yeah,
so
I mean, if a person
why
is
have that file size if you don't need
exactly, and I
it?
used to switched Tech Level Mama. I switched to doing 4K only, and I got tired of it really fast. Within like a month or two, I was sick of it. I was like, this file is 28 gigs for like a 15-minute video or a 20-minute video. I was like, this is too much, man. Because
Mhm.
a 5 minute, I shot a 4-minute 4K video and it was 5 gigs. I was like, oh no, man, I can't be doing this, man. I can't be doing
And
this.
storage space is just more expensive. I think since COVID, it got worse. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So I see a conversation about something that leads into something else for creators. So if a creator says, hey, I don't want to use my phone, I don't want to use my tablet, I need a real camera. And obviously you can see Sony is a very popular brand, but really it's just the lenses that you put on the Sonys. Sony cameras are fantastic. I mean, I have my Canon, but I have more Sony. I have 2 Sonys now. And I have the GoPro Hero 9, and I have the black, and I have the 8 black, all great. I got a lot of good camera equipment over there. But my 2 main cameras, my top-down shot that you see on probably all of my videos now, because I got this different rig, has been the Sony ZV-1, perfect for top-down shots. And then my vlog shots are all A6100 with the 16mm Sigma lens. Shout out to the Sigma. It's ridiculous. So a content creator says to you, hey, I want to get a camera, and I want to have the best footage ever. Even though you don't really use, I don't think you don't use a Canon or a Sony or any of those, right?
No, I mean, I have an older DSLR. It's an Olympus
But you do have
10-1.
knowledge of the DSLR. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
I
recommend?
don't use it. I mean, I used to use it just for hobby, but I don't use it for this.
Now, you'll run across people who just don't like editing and recording with phones. There are plenty of people out there. So
Mhm.
what do you say to that content creator who doesn't know, you're at a round table and like this, and they're just not meeting you, and they say, oh, I love your quality. They don't know you're on a Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus, and they don't know you're using that to record and microphones and everything. What do you say to that person who says, hey, I got to have me a Sony, I got to have me a real camera?
Well, I would be honest and say I don't use one for my content, but I would direct them to people that I do know.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
man, that's a great
like
answer.
someone, but like I would direct them to a few that use Sony and Canon, so they have a good idea. But like T says, that you have to have your hardware together. Like you really, they
Yeah,
also have to understand like the power they need to edit it
yeah,
too. If they're not going to be, if they don't want to use their mobile devices, they're going to have the computer, the software that can handle it for what they want
yeah.
too.
Because
So.
cell phones are nice, the tablets are nice, but they'll never be able to get with a real camera. A cell phone, a tablet camera, all those things. I've tried it, and yes, I like it. It's very convenient, but it'll never. You won't. It's going to be very difficult to have an iPhone match a Sony or a Canon or just a real camera. People
Well,
said
even if
that
it did, it'd
about.
be thousands more.
Oh yeah, yeah. The phone. But see, the crazy part is, phones now cost more than mirrorless cameras with the lens. You could get
Yeah.
a mirrorless you could get an A6100 or an A6400 with a nice lens for less than you will a cell phone.
Hmm.
It's totally
I know
possible.
it used to be very expensive. I remember like $500 for just the camera and the starter
Oh yeah.
lens, and I was like, and that
Oh
was
yeah.
when cell phones were like 300 for the top of the line one,
Oh yeah.
300 to 400. So no, I know they'll never be, and I try to tell people that too. I let them know the reality of it. Like people
Yeah.
who want good quality and they only want to use their phone, I just I also remind them too, like just don't. You're gonna see people who use real cameras, DSLRs and such,
Right.
or mirrorless, and their quality looks so much better because they're not using tablet or cell phones. They're
Yep.
using more high end quality that's meant for that.
So
So
spoken like a real champ. LaShawn said it best. He said, "I don't think I could ever go back to using a phone after using a camera." And he also uses a Sigma lens. So he just started his channel within the last year or so. I'll just round it out to that number. He's on his way to 1,000. Let's get him to 1,000. Let's get Tech Level Mama to 1,000 too. We'll talk about that later. But he said it best. He's like, I don't think I could ever use a phone after using a camera. It's just the quality. Once you give your customers, and followers of your channel are consumers or customers to you, because they're coming to you. Tech Level Mama, your video was fantastic last Thursday. You have to do it again. This is what they want. You know what I'm saying? So if you put the bar really high for yourself, you're going to have trouble keeping it. Not you particularly, but we have trouble keeping it at this high level when we set the bar really high. And that's something I told Sean. I said, dude, your videos are fantastic now. So you got to keep it there.
Well, it's like upgrading your phone, and then something happened to it, and you have to use a phone that's 4 years old. You feel the difference. You feel the difference. And then you kind of miss it, like, oh, okay. I mean, I can deal, but
that's
you notice the difference. And that's how it is. That'll be for everyone else. Not just you, but your viewers are going to notice that difference, that, oh, you used to have this, now it's back to this. And, and they're going to notice it. And if you don't want them to notice it, I see. I mean, I'm not into learning. I do love cameras, and I used to do photography when I was younger. I'm just learning it's all different now. So learning all that and stuff. I got too much on my plate right now with learning things.
Yeah, I bet. So I see 2 comments in the chat, and the first one is right here. And this is in relation to what I was talking about, people saying that smartphones can match real cameras. I'm in agreement with T. He says, I hate those comparisons. That's what he's speaking about. Smartphones will never be able to touch a real camera. Nope. Now, fast forward to a comment 2 seconds later, this comment. You don't need a real camera to make quality videos. Lights, audio, editing software are more important. I see folks using cameras in auto mode. So I want to respond to this, because neither one of them there's no wrong answer. However, I just don't think, okay, I know a phone can do it, but phones have trouble with this thing called ISO. Phones have trouble with this thing called ISO. And remember, I used a cell phone on my channel for how many years? And eventually when you guys told me, you guys told me, Jay, you really got to get a real camera. And I was like, that's going to cost some money. They're like, well, we're watching your videos. We know you got it. So I'm like, okay. Now, it's not that T is right and Forbes is wrong and vice versa, but I personally feel like cell phones have a problem with that thing called ISO. They cannot handle it. So if I'm recommending something, good comment Forbes, good comment T, I just feel like a phone can never, ever, ever handle ISO. And it's unless you have manual mode on your camera or on your cell phone, you're not going to be able to do it. And most cell phones and tablets, we don't have manual mode. And if we do, it still can't match a lens. Like if you just take the Sony Mark III, Sony Xperia Mark 1, 2, or 3, they all have professional manual modes on their cameras. But to me, they're still not as good as a real Sony camera or Canon camera with a Sigma lens of any kind. I just don't think so.
I'm the same way. Like, you can make good quality content either way, but you also have to know how to use it. That's another thing. Either device, camera or phone. But also, like, you should expect to have higher quality using a camera, because that's exactly what it's meant for. There's no cell phone antennas and all that, Wi-Fi antenna, all that, and it may be Wi-Fi, because I know some of them have Wi-Fi, but still, there's no extra stuff that can cause any kind of like software issues or glitches as much. It's just, that's what it's meant for. That one thing, video and camera and photos. Another thing is, it also reminds me on like the network side of things. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Still tech, but when you get an all-in-one modem and router, it's not as good if you got it separated as a separate modem and router. And that's the same thing with, I think, cell phones. If you have everything all in one, yes, you can still get decent and make and have good quality, but it's not going to be as good if it's separated.
It's correct. See, the conversation about and new content creators should really be paying attention to this, because what you'll see, I think T made a comment about 45 seconds or a couple minutes ago about people cramming all that expensive gear down people's throat, and it's just not realistic. And I want to hear your thoughts on this. And every content creator, or even a person that's not a content creator, everyone that's watching this right now, I want to shout out, take a break and shout out the replay crew. Thanks for you guys. If you're just joining in, this is Tech Loving Mama. She is our guest today on part 3 of starting a YouTube channel. So if you don't know who she is, put that name in any social media and you will find out who she is. So currently at the moment in this part of the stream, we are basically talking about what new creators should be thinking about for their gear. Because this is important. Some people overdo it right away and they lose a lot of money. Some people take it slow. Like she said, I like coupons. I like all kind of discounts. I'm going for it. If I can get something at a good price, I'm going to take it. But this comment right here from Kwame Adams. And again, folks, thanks for your comment. Keep the conversation going. There's no wrong answer. Don't take anything personal, but it's good when we don't all agree. I love when people don't agree, because it will be weird if we all just sat on here and agree with each other. And personally, I don't agree with this comment. Kwame says, good comment, by the way, it's impractical to walk around with a huge camera all the time. Less planned. So, unless planned. So my response to that is Sony ZV-1. The Sony ZV-1 has all the power and functions of a mirrorless camera in the size of a point and shoot, and it still costs less than a cell phone. Mm-hmm. That's my response to that. So what do you say to that? He says, hey, it's too bulky to carry around a big old camera all the time. It's not realistic.
That's you. I mean, that's just you. I mean, it's your preference. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. Another thing on the Pro mode on your cell phones, my thing is, if I find myself using the settings in Pro mode more, I'm just going to want an actual camera. That is what it's meant for. So I know that, you know, I also tell people, if you find yourself using Pro mode more on your camera on your phone and you're still not really getting what you want, then you might as well just buy an actual mirrorless camera. You know, you know, but it's not for everybody. I don't like having the big bulky either, which is why when I go and get a camera, it's going to be the GoPro, because I've witnessed with Gadget Goddess and others, the quality it gives. It's small, it's portable. I can, as a mom too, it's just nice to have that portability, and not, I already carry enough in my purse. Even with older kids, I still carry enough in my purse that has to do with everybody else but me. So
that's all moms.
Yeah, so I mean, having the portability is nice. It will actually make me feel like I can actually do content away from home easier. But that's my life. That's not anyone else's. So
yeah, I think the conversation is good, and these comments in here are definitely good. I want to go down to Forbes right now, and I want to show Bionic Scoops, because Scoop does photos, but his Forbes response. And again, just great conversation. There's no wrong answers. There's no wrong questions. But Forbes says, I'm not saying cell phones can beat real cameras, but your quality on a cell phone can look amazing, especially if you can use manual mode on a phone, especially LG devices. Now, this is where he is completely 100% right, because all of those devices right there that he names, the manual mode is the truth, even more so than most of my Samsungs that I have, and the iPhones don't even compete, in my humble opinion. LG has done the best at Pro mode and manual mode because they invented it on cell phones first, or they debuted it on cell phones first, I should say. So I see a comment from Scoop. Now, Scoop is responding to another comment that talks about being able to carry around, not wanting to carry around a really big device. And Scoop walks around with his A6400 with a Sigma lens all the time. So again, it's good that you have all these different views, because like you just said, Tech Loving Mama, that everybody's got their, it's you, which you make a great point, because that's what this caption is about. Doing you. It's straight up right on point. This is what it's about. You hit that right on the head right there. So back to the chat right here. I see shout out to our future Hall of Famer in here. Now he's like, what? PGT Take TV is here. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. Let's get him to 1,000 as well. He's down there running for some serious things for office, so check him out. He says, I think using what you have, even getting a GoPro for something that's too large, you don't have to start off super expensive. That is totally true. That is totally true, and that's just the fact. He says here, no matter what, like Tech Mama said, you know how to use the device. That's correct. That's just what it is. You have to master, and I think technically T said something earlier about. I think LaShawn said it too. I think it's about the lens. It's about all these different things that make up who you are when you're creating your content. But I've learned firsthand. I've learned firsthand that if you have poor quality, if you have poor quality audio, if you have poor quality lighting, if you have poor quality video, you will know. You will know instantly, because that'll be a reason that a person does not watch your video. Have you ever clicked on a video and you mean well? You mean well. You want to support some of these people, because when I watch videos, since I do content creation, I try to find what I call regular Joes, regular people. They don't really have a YouTube channel, but they have a YouTube channel, and they're just reviewing the footage. And it's nothing worse than clicking on a video and the product is here and the camera is right here with the light on the camera from the device is pointing right down on it, and it's that close. Those are horrible videos. I made them before. Let's be for real. I made them before when I first started out. It was horrible. I leave them up. They're still on my channel to this day. That's growth, though. I don't like to see videos like that. And just because you can have a flawless piece of tech like a Sony 69,000 with the Sigma 492, it doesn't matter if you don't know how to shoot the video. That is a problem. And I think that's where some creators get into, where they have good content, they have all the right tools, but you can't teach a person how to do. You can pay for school, but you can't buy class. It's all in that same area right there. You can have all this fancy stuff. You know that guy who has that 400 horsepower car, but he can't drive it. He wrecked it immediately. It's kind of what it is for YouTube. You have to be able to use what you have. That's why it's good to make a bunch of mistakes when you start out, and to do. It's almost good that you do have a horrible, crappy video. My first official unboxing is still up on this channel, and it is freaking horrible, and I am not going to take it down. It got a bunch of thumbs downs, and my first official unboxing was 2008. Even though I opened the channel in 2006, 2008 was my first official unboxing. Like, there's stuff before that, but my first official unboxing was 2008. And it was the T-Mobile G1. And that video was crap. It was freaking horrible. It was horrible. You have to fall on your face as a creator. You have to put out, I guess, poor quality work in order for someone to help you, because critics is what I want to talk about next. All the experts that come in the comments, you know what I'm saying? You know who they are. They come by and tell you you're stupid, you're trash, you're ugly, you're blah, blah, blah. They say all these things and then they leave. You know, they're not really followers of you. They just saw that one video. You know what I'm saying? So critics is definitely the next conversation I want to have. But, I mean, you can have all this great equipment, but if you suck at the video or you're not very good at it, that's a step in the right direction. What do you say to that? Don't you think that people should humble themselves and start crawl before you walk? That's another terminology. Crawl before you walk. Do you apply that to yourself? Content creators in the stream, I have to hear your response on this too, so please type it in. But how do you respond to that, TLM?
Well, I mean, all of the Gigi saying, don't take them down. I always just try to strive to do better the next time around. And if I don't do so well, I'll usually put a disclaimer up saying sorry, because I usually catch it anyways first. Yeah. But a lot of times, if already people are commenting, I don't want to take it down. So
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you got to definitely crawl before you walk, before you run. So
that is a huge. I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people that I meet online now, because I get a lot of DMs saying, "Hey, I need you to help me with this." I'm like, they'll say something like, "I've been watching you for 2 years, and I need your help." I'm like, "So, I don't owe you anything for you watching me for 2 years. I mean, I don't owe you anything. I'm not like your personal concierge. Just because you watch me, I don't even know who you are. Most of I know the regulars. I know the regulars. But some people, I have no idea who they are. You know what I'm saying? So they jump in there and just feel like you owe them something. But look at this comment here. No amount of money makes great content if you don't know how to use it. Good point, Jason. Shout out to Jason. I see you there. That's the fan. That's obviously that's good. That's good.
When people ask me about starting, my first question is, what do you have to work with funds wise?
Right.
Do you want to, like, what's your plan? Do you want to buy equipment, or do you want to see what you have currently to use that can work and start?
Yeah.
Usually I have to ask a lot of questions, at least a few questions before I even give my opinion, because there's just so many different ways to start. You could be someone who has like a budget of $500,
Right.
or you could be someone who has $50.
Right.
So, and if that's the case, I'm going to ask another series of questions. Okay, what kind of cell phone do you have? And then give them all the free options of apps they can edit with, and how, make sure what kind of lighting they have and what to use, things like that.
That's correct. Now, my question for all the creators and all the new creators, and obviously my panel, my guests here, we all should be able to answer this, and we're all going to get a different. We want to get to the same spot at that next point that you meet at to get a coffee break or a water break, but we're all going to get there on a different way. Somebody's going to take I-95, somebody's going to take I-75, somebody's going to take I-35, I-45. What do you say to people, to new content creators? And how, I guess I should ask it this way. How did you deal with the first time? And this is to everybody watching this. How did you deal with the first time? And I want you to be honest with yourself. Please don't lie to yourself, because I've been hearing people say this, and then when I respond, they say, "Oh, man, you need to let that go." How did you deal with the first time somebody really they insulted you and you took it personal? How did you deal with that? Because there's people that I know on YouTube that say, "Oh, I don't let nothing bother me. Oh, I let that roll off my back." And I look at, and my response to those people are, when you get as many haters as I get and all these dumb comments that I get, then you can come tell me how to deal with 50,000 people telling you this, and this. But everybody has that one lane that you're going to make it to. How do you deal, and how do you deal to people watching this, and all you content creators in the chat, because I didn't see it happen to you? How did you deal with the first person that got under your skin? How did you deal with those people?
Well, with my videos, I haven't had that happen yet, but I don't have that many out yet. So,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'll deal with it too well. At the same time, I don't know. I'm the type of person that I care about what other people say, and at the same time, I don't. So it's like one moment I do, and then I kind of brush it off, saying no. So
yeah.
But if it's critiquing and I don't like the critique, then a lot of times people who I trust their opinions, will ask them, how do you feel about what they're saying? Do you agree? How can I make, because sometimes you don't like critiques.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to hear it.
Or you don't agree, or you don't understand their critique. So then I would take it, if either I would ask nicely for them to explain, or I would talk to someone that I trust their opinion with that type of stuff, and ask them, well, why would you think they say that? Kind of thing, and maybe how should I respond, or if I'm not sure how to respond. I'm a question asker. I will always ask questions.
That comment from Gigi is good. I like that comment, because you can tell when someone's being genuine or not. And this comment right here, she spoke to the crew. She chopped it up offline and said, "Man, that kind of got to me right there. That was messed up." And you get the comfort of the people in your inner circle. Whoever you surround yourself with, that's who you are. So if you surround yourself with a certain vibe, that's probably what you like and what you're into. If you got positive vibes, you'll get some positive feedback, but you'll also be able to take the feedback from the people if it's not so positive. Like, you should be able to go to your quote unquote crew, and they should be able to tell you, "Yo, look, I hear what the person said, but I would have said it this way. They said your video was trash and the camera lighting was stupid and way off. I would have just said, hey, you ever thought about putting the light on this side of the camera?" You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways to get the criticism across and the feedback, because I think some people get those confused. Criticism and feedback are two different things. And I think people really get those mixed up on YouTube. And in the comments section of YouTube, over time, I used to tell a guy, and I know you know who he is. His name is My Percher 13. I call him Anthony. I used to tell him all the time when he first started out, let that go. I used to be one of those people saying, just let that roll off your back. But then when you start to get slammed a whole bunch, everybody's human. It doesn't matter if we're sitting on the other side of the camera. We're still all human. And at some point or another, somebody's going to say something to spark a nerve, especially if you worked on a video for 30 minutes and then they got 100 down votes and 14 up votes. And everybody said, this is stupid. You're not making no sense. You're all over the place. That's going to happen. And so, go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. I was just going to say, just feeding off what Gigi said too, how I was saying I would talk to someone that I trust and hear their opinion. Also, if it really upset me, this is online. It's forever. I want to be professional. And if it's really upsetting me, then I'm going to want to talk to someone who can help me calm down and respond in a respectful way because I'm representing myself.
Right.
So that's another reason why I would talk when it comes down to the trolls out there and how to respond to them. If it really, really got under my skin, I would definitely talk to my crew, people I trust, help calm me down, and then help me see how I should respond to it, where I'm not ruining my name in the process just because we're just battling back and forth.
That's correct. I think this is a place where people fail, and not fail in a derogatory sense. They fall victim to, and sometimes they just want to stop their channel altogether. I told in part 2 of this segment here that we're doing, this is part 3. If you haven't seen part 1 or 2, please go check them out. You will be entertained, and you also learn a whole bunch from everyone on those spots. I just taking things personal to me is a part of how you grow on YouTube. Just based on my own personal experience, I can say firsthand that I used to get so mad at these people in the comments. I made a video about it, addressing them one time, and I called out all these different people. And it was just crazy. I end up, it's still up, but it's private only because YouTube said it wasn't suitable for people to watch, which I thought was amazing. I didn't use profanity. I just called people out on what they said about me and how I'm not those things. And that's when I knew I had to take a different approach, because I always tell people, until you actually go through something, sometimes you might not know what to do. You don't know what you'll do when you are faced with something if you've never done it before. And again, the only reason I took that video down and put it private is because YouTube told me that it wasn't suitable. It's a video from like 12 years ago, maybe 10, 11 years ago. I'll show it privately to my members. I guess I'll show it to you guys if you want to see it, if you haven't seen it. Some of you might remember it. But this guy right here has been with my channel. If that's the same person, I think that's the same person. Oh no, that's a lady. I'm sorry, ma'am. There's a guy. No, but there's a guy with the same name. And she said, let me see, let me find this. Hold on. Somebody said they remember it. I thought I saw that down here. Okay, so that's her. That's her again. But there's a guy with the same name who said that who's been with my channel for years, and he remembers that video. So Octavia, if she's been around that long, she definitely knows that video I'm talking about. I'll show it to my members privately, but I took that video down. Yeah, it was multiple, but that was from about 11 years ago, I think it was. Yeah, I knew for sure that I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do YouTube. I said, I'm not gonna be able to do YouTube because I don't do good with internet beefs. I don't talk trash over on the internet. You're gonna come see me face to face, we can do that, doggone. I just don't do good with internet beefs. I can't do it. I can't do it. And after doing YouTube for so long, what's gonna happen is you new content creators, you should be able to develop, your skin should be so thick, literally. You should be able to take anything somebody says to you. It should just, you'll get to the point where it just rolls off and you'll be like, I ain't worried about that. Okay. They just don't like themselves. You'll have a response, because even to this day, believe it or not, I still get so many comments like that. It's unreal. It's unreal. It's incredible how people attack you as a creator. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It's easy to sit behind your keyboard and type a bunch of stuff than to get in front of this camera, because we're making a conscious decision as creators to put ourselves out there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We're loving what we do. We're giving you content, but with that comes a lot of negative feedback, negative criticism. It just comes with the territory. So new content creators, you have another choice. You have a choice to moderate your channel, meaning you have a choice to keep your channel either extremely clean or just straight up raw, or a mixture of both. Some channels run both sides. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Tech Mama? How do you feel about channels that are just straight raw, but they get millions of views and hits?
It doesn't really bother me, I guess.
And I like to follow. I just love that they're growing and they're doing well with their channel. If that's how they do it, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really bother me seeing other people who do certain things that I don't fully agree with, and they're, or I wouldn't, I get critiqued negatively on, and they're not. I mean, it doesn't bother me when I see others, but I don't know. But like what Gigi was saying though about the whole females and not really knowing anything about tech, I get that a lot. I get a lot of trolls more in like forums, like Reddit, Facebook pages, and sometimes on certain conversations on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I don't really know anything.
But there's a comment here that I used to get all the time. I used to get this comment right here all the time. Oh man, if you respond, you feed the trolls, and that's what they want. See, the problem with that comment, and again, respect, you're not wrong in what you're saying. Please don't take it that way. That's not the point. The point is we can address these things like adults. The problem with that comment is I personally get it from a lot of people who are not where I'm at on YouTube. And the people who are, there's a spot on YouTube where you have, I know I'm going to always fall into the integrity side of YouTube and stand up for what's right and support the other person and be on the side of the road that's really tight that a lot of people don't take. Because you've seen this for yourself. You'll see content creators with gazillions of subs. They don't even care about you. They don't want to be bothered with you. This is why it shocks me to see people giving money to these creators who have 10 million subs, supporting everything they do, donating their whole life to these people. And those people never talk to you. It's always the content creators with the lesser amount of subs who engage with the audience. Very seldom do you see creators out there, and this is no shade because I'm a smaller, larger creator, if that makes sense. I'm a smaller, larger creator. Okay, so I engage with people almost several times a day. So it's not that this person's comment is wrong. It's just somewhat not realistic because this is kind of stating the obvious. We know that when a person is saying something derogatory, they want you to respond. But that just goes back to what I just said initially. How long ago, or how did you deal with the people who got under your skin for the first time? And the next part is eventually you just write them off. But the good part about it is you can block people on YouTube. My block list is easily 10,000 to 20,000 strong. I don't care about a sub count versus a nice clean channel. I would prefer to have less subs than have all these people bombarding my station where I'm at with derogatory things and then just bringing in more derogatory people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not saying to never respond trolls. I mean, I think there's sometimes, just let it go or ignore it. But there's times where you have to say something. Especially I find myself more for people I follow and love and, and I'm more protective of friends than myself. I know that. but also, you're your own brand too, so you don't want to be out there feeding trolls and also stooping to their level without trying to be. But
Right.
sometimes you can go that back and forth and get to their level, and
Right.
don't want to do that
Right.
either. But no, I'm assuming if I got big too, that I would have a long block list too.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
yeah, it's I remember telling some creators, I won't say their names, but I remember telling some creators, I said, you're going to get to a point when you hit 25,000, you should start seeing people, YouTube should start paying attention to you. Then you get to 50,000 or around that, your hate will totally pick up. If you're not getting hated on, and I mean, I shouldn't say hate, I'll use trolled. I use trolled. Because if you don't have a lot of trolls, they just haven't found you yet. You'll get that one lady who's what, because women in tech, right? Women in tech are winning depending on what you do as a woman in tech. If you jump in new content creators that are females, don't do this. Don't get on YouTube and use your sexuality to get what you want out of the followers. I follow someone who's a mechanic. It's a woman. She's actually a great mechanic. She's an engineer. She's young. She's vibrant. She's 30-something. Now she has a back page thing. What's it called? I think it's called back page or something like that, or open page. Huh?
OnlyFans?
Yes.
OnlyFans?
Yes. Butt naked on there. And I'm thinking, what the heck does that have to do with this engine on this car? It really frustrates me because she went that route. She went that route.
Quick money.
Yes. Women in tech, you do not, and she's not she's not a bad person. She's very talented. I watch her car content and I avoid all that other stuff. But women in tech do not do that at all. You show your content. Whatever you're doing, not just tech, women in general, if it's women outside of makeup, I guess I want to say, you know what I mean? Like women in makeup and stuff like that, women kind of run that area. Women run that arena right there when it comes to stuff on YouTube. You know what I mean? So if you're a creator, let's see, there she goes. She's fixing her camera. If you're a creator and you're a female, don't deter from, you don't have to be this type of woman just because you don't have to show certain things just to get people to watch you. Because there's a lot of forget you, T. there's a lot of content creators who are women who are well respected in other arenas that people think women shouldn't be in, which is stupid. And they're doing well without doing certain things. Yeah, look at yeah, pays for the transmission. Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh man, that's a shame. That's a shame. What is did I say it all? I said it all wrong, right? Yo, they clowning me in the comments. I can oh, I got you. I don't know what's happening. Your video, check your video feed. Yeah, check your video feed. You might want to disconnect your Bluetooth earbuds and just use the tablet itself. Use it as an all-in-one. That's what I did, because I can see Tech Love and Mama backstage, but I don't have a video for you, Mama. So you're going to have to check. I will just disconnect your buds. Yeah. Forget y'all. What is it? What is Backpage? What is Backpage? Anyway, you know what? I don't want to know what Backpage is. I don't want to know what that is because obviously, it's probably something I don't want to see anyway. So I don't need to know what it is. I don't need to know what it is. Everybody's laughing, and that means it's something. Okay, here she is. She said we can. I don't know. I would say probably just use. Okay, there you go. There you are. I see. There you go.
That was weird.
Yeah,
I was pumped into backstage and I couldn't hear anything.
Oh yeah, I don't know what happened.
Sorry.
No, you good. I kept it rolling with you. I was putting your stuff on the screen there so people could see you were good. But shout out to Tana So Lit, dropping the super chat. Appreciate you coming through, man. All right, salute.
So I missed the last couple moments of what you said because I only
Oh wow.
had a
Well,
visual.
basically, what I was talking about was women. Sometimes people on YouTube think that women are only going to do makeup on on YouTube and stuff like that, tutorials and stuff like that. But in reality, women in tech could actually do. They can when women step outside of anything that a man thinks that she's supposed to be doing, she's going to run it. And so I think that's just a fear of a man. Men don't want a woman to probably get into a certain spot which is stupid to me. And when you think of just women in tech, if you're a female tech creator, you're winning right now. If you're not winning, you need to get with some other women who do tech because you should be winning. And unless you're just not really into it, you know what I'm saying? For all you new creators out there, if you just stay, you don't have to announce that you're a woman, basically. You know what I'm saying? You just get out there and do your thing. And I was giving that example of the female that I watch who builds engines and stuff like that. She's an engineer. She's 30 something, maybe 29, 35, something in between there. Got hundreds of thousands of subs. Then she creates the back page thing. She creates the page, and now she's butt naked over there. And for what? I mean, you do. I know people say that I have to support myself. I just would not. You don't have to do that. If you're gonna keep it about whatever it is that you as a creator. Now, if that's your thing, because YouTube is like. It's got a small, if you know what the dark web is, if some people might not know what that is, but there's a little bit of dark web on YouTube. I'd be surprised. I click on something, mistype something, and next thing you know, you see booty clapping and all kind of stuff. You're like, whoa, I meant chocolate dip, not this chocolate dip or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just be amazed at what you didn't been on YouTube before, and then all of a sudden you didn't scour it all off to something, and you're like, how did I get here? Everybody has done that before. So, YouTube new creators, man, you got to stay focused on your main goal.
I do want to start showing off my 3D printing.
What'd you say?
I need to get set up better, but I do want to start showing more 3D printing stuff. I do know though, I haven't really found any women doing it on YouTube. And one reason is that it's probably because in the forums I go in, they're not very inclusive, the men, when it comes to 3D printing. It's almost like in gaming too. You get a lot more in tech, but I've noticed that it's still it's worse.
Right.
To the point where I did find a women's group for 3D printing in Facebook. But I don't think anyone does it online much. I haven't really seen YouTube. So I'm hoping to dabble in some of that too. Maybe that'll also help with my channel as well. Mm-hmm.
I think the most important, the advantage you have over a lot of creators is you have enough of us now that know who you are. And if we all just talk about you enough or show you off enough, you're gonna wake up and like, man, I got 1,700 subscribers. I gotta start putting some work out here. This is what it is. But your approach to how you got started on YouTube, I think is genuine by getting into the community side of it. And I remember you said that on part 2 last week. If you haven't seen part 2, guys, check it out because she is commenting throughout that video as well. So getting to know the people in the community is important. Because if you don't have a genuine connection to the people that you're talking to, you're going to have some serious problems. It's just not going to work for you. People the Hawks TV. I mentioned that tag, and some people in the stream know who she is. We know who she is. Some people are like, who is that? But again, she's like you. She has no desire to start a YouTube channel, I don't think. But she's like you. She is well known in the community, not just YouTube. She's known through the tech world, so the people out there, once you get known in the audience and once people know you in the community, you actually have an advantage over a brand new YouTuber, because again, you start to get all these DMs about how do I get started, what I need to do. My video only got 15 hits. I like to see channels where they have a YouTube channel and each video has 40 hits, 45 hits, and they're still grinding. They're just loving what they're doing. They're not even they're looking at the view count, but they're still, the next video was just as exciting as the other video. They got 12 hits. those people will get what they want out of YouTube if they continue to grind it out and have fun with it. And that is advice that I give content creators. Before we get out of here, I want to get your take on this, because my advice to new content creators is that make sure you're having some fun with what you're doing. You can't get on YouTube and be someone else. There's only one MKBHD. There's only one Floss. There's only one King Pixel. Holla at your boy. There's only one of him. There's only one LaShawn. There's only one of us. There's only one of you. How do you tell a creator? How do you get a creator to understand they have to be genuine and have to have fun? Because my advice is have fun with what you're doing. Don't get on here trying to be someone else. Don't try to do what you can get into the same arena, but just go have fun doing what you're doing, because I think that's going to stand out first. If someone's watching, you'll be like, this person is having a ball, and it's like 2 views on here. So what do you tell that person that's younger than you? They're 24. You know what I'm saying? They're 19. Oh, I'm just getting started. What happened? What did you do? What should I do?
I mean, definitely have fun, enjoy it, so it doesn't feel like it's unnecessary work. Right. Even in real life work, you know, if you're going to be working for a living, you should enjoy it, so you don't dread doing it. Another thing is also take notes. Don't mimic, take notes.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. Don't mimic, take notes.
That's the best, because you're going to learn from others. Find your way. I mean, you're not going to find your way on your first few videos. I'm still finding my way, what I want to do. So I do also give them that. I would tell people that reality. You're not going to have that niche down pat. It'll take time, but you're not going to start evolving until you start. So.
Oh yeah.
Don't mimic. That's for sure. People will call you out on that.
They sure will. But another flip side of that is they'll call you out saying you're mimicking and you're really not. They'll be like, "Oh, you trying to be another?" I used to get you trying to be another Floss. I'm like, Floss is the opposite. I met Floss in person several times. The dude is cool, but our channels are completely different in the sense of how we present ourselves. I present myself totally different than Floss. I mean, we're probably rocking the same products for the most part, but his channel is like on a different. He's going over here, and I'm going over here, but where we're the same is that we're getting to the end of that other stop sign over there. We're just going down different roads. I went down I-45, he went down I-95, but we're still meeting at the end down there to see those same consumers. That's what we want.
Also, I wanted to add towards, getting to know the community and such. Also, it's good for the algorithm, because everyone knows, most people know the YouTube algo is not that great. So, so if you go into different live streams, I try to go in also into live streams that I don't always get to catch, but I try to like really bounce myself around, especially in the beginning, to see if I could, find my people for one, and also, get my name out there, and also to learn as well. But also when you do that, that also gets so many other people introduced to you. So I'm not just hitting just your lives. I'm hitting like maybe 10 different people's lives where they're all a little different. They don't really all associate with. Some of them do, some of them don't. And that's another way of beating the algorithm too.
That's correct. So. Now, before we get out of here, there's a creator that is in the stream. And I call him a creator. But to me, he kind of is like that guy that, okay, we all know who he is. Let's find out more about him. And that person is Barry Johnson. Barry Johnson, BJ, he probably does more behind the scenes than we probably could think of. But Barry is somebody that I definitely have got a slot for, because I got a slot. I got a rotation of what I'm doing. So if you haven't made it on here yet, don't worry. I'm going to be hitting you up. But I like Barry Johnson. And he has a authentic style. He's probably because, let's just be honest here, I don't know how old he is, but he appears to be close to my age. And so he has a more laid back vibe. I mean, it's like I'm listening to Miles Davis sometimes when I'm watching Barry and the way he presents himself. And that's the last thing I want to talk about before we get out of here is the presentation, how you present yourself on camera and how to get the attention, because it all rolls downhill to getting to that spot to where you want to be a great content creator. And ultimately, I tell people you want to get to the point where you're not paying for anything, especially if you're in tech, because you can go broke with tech. But Barry Johnson is like the Miles Davis of YouTube from what I can see, man. The Barry White. I love his style. I love how he presents himself on camera, always respectful. When his videos are so genuine and they're meaningful. They have content, which is some videos, they have a whole bunch of stuff, but they don't have content. And the presentation of how you present yourself online is important to me. And I have no problem with calling out if a person is being crazy online, I'm not going to publicly humiliate them. It does nothing for me. I will publicly or privately backstage say, hey, you might want to, man, if you want to get people to watch you, probably, try this. You know what I'm saying? So Barry is one of those guys that, again, everybody's probably, the community knows who he is. And, presenting yourself on camera is important. Juan, hey, Juan. Juan. He said Barry is the real deal. Again, I just saw this comment. He said Barry is the real deal. Amazing style, wonderfully supportive, and the whole community. That just, because look at how big Juan Bagnell is. I was watching Juan Bagnell. Juan is a well-known name. So, but that means one important thing is that we all kind of checking out each other. And I always tell people, you never know who's watching. You know what I'm saying? Just like I told you earlier, it just takes for that one person to say, she said this, she wanted to try this. Let me go ahead and donate this to her. Let me donate her a laptop. Let me donate her a camera. Let me donate her a microphone. You never know what people are going to do. But Barry Johnson has that smooth vibe. His presentation is on point. It's just on point. How do you tell a content creator about how you present yourself online and the legacy you leave behind online? Because our children are grown. Yours are pretty much grown too. You got one little one left. My last one just went to college. It's private, but mine gone. The college gone. I got 4 grown ones, but nonetheless, the way you present yourself online. How do you tell a new person this is kind of how you should, because sometimes people can't take feedback. They mistake it from criticism, and they can't just take feedback. What do you tell them? How do you tell them, hey, look, this is really what I would recommend that you do for yourself? Because they're like, I want to get free products. I want to do this. I want to do that. What do you tell them when it comes to showing themselves?
Oh, well, I'm all about making sure I paint the picture that how I want to be represented for brands and for myself, and online, just and then project that. So, it depends on how they want to be painted for all to see, and then to project that. I try to be respectful and stuff. I have a bad side too. I got a naughty side, but I try to mostly, if I'm online, online and stuff, and I'm representing a brand myself. Gotta be, that brands like that. The whole being respectful, supportive, also, and also known in the community as well, too. So, it's hard, I guess. Depends on the person, how they want to represent themselves. And how they want to.
But you get, because if a person wants to have brand recognition, like they want companies to say, hey, here's our Galaxy Tab. Like, let's just say you got your Galaxy Tab for free. You didn't have to pay for it. And Samsung said, hey, look, we love you, Tech Love Mom. Oh my gosh, we love the way you present yourself. Here's $10,000. Here's the tablet. Go have fun. You don't owe us anything. Just go shine and do what you do. People want that. Let's be real here, especially people in tech, or just, I can reference tech. But I know makeup costs a lot, right? Isn't makeup expensive? I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Hair products, women products, period. My body wash in there for me costs $297 at Walmart. Women's stuff is like $300. $400 for some body wash and little puffy things. Women's stuff is way more expensive. My body wash, $2.97 in Walmart, lasts me for a good amount of time. Women, not so much. Y'all got all that other stuff. And you'd be like, why do you need 4 of those? Why do you need 2 of these? You know, that's how it is. So, you know, expensive things can come about, and you can get them on YouTube, and you can get them for free, I guess. It's not so much free. Appreciate the super chat from PGT Tech TV. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. I say respect yourself. Be respectful of yourself. That is the truth. You have to be. You have to be respectful of yourself. Yeah. But I mean, telling those people, you know, how to present themselves. You can tell a person how to present themselves on camera. You just have to do it in an tactful way, to where they don't feel like, oh, okay, you know, you trying to tell me how to live. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. But
I mean, I guess I would tell them more like, if you really want brands to recognize you and know you and want you to be on that list of creators, they are willing to have their product show. Like, I mean, honestly, they're not going to want craziness. Like the negative, like, it's hard to explain. Like, some people don't see it, you know, but you got to be respectful to others and to yourself, and you got to present yourself that way more often than not, where they will trust you with representing their product and things like that too. Because that's what you're doing. You're representing yourself, but you're also representing their brand. And
that's correct.
And you have to know how they like their things represented.
That's correct.
Big companies, they want to have respectful, tasteful.
That's correct. That is correct. So, man, I'm telling you, part 4 is going to be, it's just going to get even better. Next Monday is going to be great for you guys. I know you had a fantastic time with this lady right here. Let's give her an applause in the comments. Come on, give it up. She's one of the hardest people to get. Boy, I got her, though. I was like, yes, she's going to do it. I'm excited. And I got to ask you, I got to ask this. Will you come back again?
Yeah. I'll come back again.
I have to
ask you. It work.
I have to ask you on camera. That way you're not going to have some witnesses, you know?
No, I definitely want to do more lives. I do want to get more comfortable in front of the camera and stuff too. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, you look extremely comfortable. But it could be that the people but this is your community. You know, like everybody in the chat is about. You know all these people.
I'm also fidgeting too, you know. I'm over here fidgeting. I'm comfortable, but I'm also fidgeting where you can't see.
Right. So shout out to Juan Bagnell for stopping through, man. I appreciate it. And shout out to, there's so many content creators in here. Easy, Gigi, LaShawn. There's so many creators in here. New people watching this, if you're trying to become a new content creator, there is no wrong way. There is no way that you're going to mess it up. You're going to have to get your feet on the ground, crawl before you walk. Don't try to mimic anybody. You've gotten some great feedback over the last 3 weeks, folks. This is part 3. Part 4 is going to be off the charts as well. But folks, listen to what she's saying. And I brought her on here. I'm bringing all different levels of YouTube. You're going to see them in this segment right here on starting a YouTube channel. She brings a different vibe, a different view than the last 2 people. And the next person will bring their vibe. But remember, we're all getting to the same place. We're just going down different roads. And it's good that we all don't agree. You don't want to have a situation where everybody's just sitting here agreeing with everybody. It's not what we want. I want you guys to have fun.
Boring.
Go ahead.
I was saying it'd be boring if everyone agreed.
Exactly. It would be super boring if we all just agreed. Give everybody your social media. I know we know it, but go ahead and officially shout it out to everybody.
Oh, I'm everywhere. Tech Loving Mama.
There it is.
Pretty much everywhere. Even
Tech Loving Mama.
Even on TikTok, even though I don't have anything yet.
Everywhere. Yep. You gotta grab those names. So it's me, your man Jay Will, smartphoneconversations.com. That's the plug. I post every now and then. I've been posting like every day, but not real posts. I'm just kind of throwing stuff up there because I own it. I can do what I want to do. So that is doing you on part 3 here. Having fun with it, man. I hope you guys had a good time. Tech Loving Mama, myself, all the creators in this. I can't stress it enough. There are so many creators in the stream. That's important to you as a new person watching. You should really be trying to absorb read the comments in the live chat. That's why I leave the live chat up on the stream. So that way you can read these comments, read the questions that I missed that we didn't get to. Start the conversation down below. It's totally possible to keep it going. So I will see you guys next week. Forbes Tech, I didn't forget you, man. 504, all you guys here, man. Appreciate everybody who did the super chat. It's always appreciated. I put that money right back into you by buying products you want to see me review. Bars. So on the way out, I want to thank you guys for coming through. Man, it has been a blast. I'm having more and more fun. I'm having more and more fun doing this, and I'm just excited. So I'm gonna hit this little sweet little outro thing, and then we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.